Hi everyone, it's Dave from Geekanoids, and hopefully you can see me live now on YouTube. And in this video I wanted to just bring you some discussion about the GoPro Hero 3 camera that I recently featured on the Geekanoids channel. So it's not all going to be about the GoPro in this particular broadcast, but I wanted to kick things off with this particular action camera because it is the sort of latest and greatest sort of action camera to come onto the market, and I certainly wanted to discuss it because I not only did I unbox it just a couple of days back, but I also took it out today in the wintry weather just so that you could get to see how it performs. So let's have a look at the GoPro camera itself first of all, and then I'll actually play you some of the footage that I captured from it this morning. So let's kick things off with an actual look at the camera. So this is what the GoPro Hero 3 looks like in its casing. Now it's got a little tiny mount on it at the moment. Let me just give you a close-up look at that mount. You can get a whole host of different mounts for these cameras, and once they're on a mount and inside this sort of plastic casing, they are entirely waterproof. So they're great for water sports. It gives a certain amount of shock protection as well, protects the front lens, and you can mount these on suction cups that can go on windscreens, on bonnets of cars, etc. And this Hero 3, there's a little bit of a difference between the two sort of mountings. Now this is a Hero 2, albeit I have got a sort of screen on the back of this one at the moment, but the mounting system's the same, but on the top, this one, the older one, is a lot easier to actually remove from the housing. So let me take these out and I'll show you them actually outside of the housing. So we just unclip the sort of top portion of this, and then the camera pops out. I'm going to pop this one down a minute and just take the previous one out as well, the Hero 2. Now, as I mentioned, this one has got a screen attached at the moment. You can attach a screen to either one. I'm going to remove that screen from the back so you get to see a nice size comparison. So these are the two side by side. So on this hand here, this is the black one is the Hero 3 and the silver one is the Hero 2, and you can see quite a difference in size. If I just move my finger out of the way there, so you've got quite a difference in the thickness. The actual front size, so Hero 3 on the bottom, the size there is pretty much the same, so it's really just the thickness that's changed. Now the things that have changed as well because of the thickness change is that on this one, the old one, you've got a microphone input, and on this side you've got a full size SD card slot, so that accepts SD and SDHC cards. On the new one we've got a little tiny cover you have to remove, and this is really bad because this cover comes completely off. It doesn't remain attached to the camera, and under there you can see you've got a little HDMI sort of output, but you've lost the microphone input on here. You have to buy an adapter, and the microphone adapter is £19.95. You've also gone down to micro SD cards. So if you've got a Hero 3 or plenty of other cameras that use full-size memory cards, and then you buy a Hero 2 and full-size SD cards, and you buy a Hero 3, you now have to go out and purchase lots of new micro SD memory cards. Not great at all. And that little black bit, you see, I put it down on the desk, and the little black cover I probably would have lost. So there are some differences. Oh, and the batteries as well. So I've got plenty of batteries for my Hero 2. With the new Hero 3, the batteries that live under this tiny compartment are about sort of 2/3 of the size. So if you want spares, you have to go and buy new batteries again. The battery backpacks still work with the full-size batteries, but if you want dedicated tiny little batteries, you have to buy new ones. So this is the Hero 3, and it captures up to 4K resolution, albeit at a very slow frame rate. It also captures 2.7K resolution at I think at 30 frames per second, and then it captures at 1080p downwards in full 25 or 30 frames per second, or even 60 frames per second. And there's a new high bit rate mode as well, which I think was available on the old one, called Pro Tune or something, which upped the bitrate to about 35 or 38 megabits per second. So before I start taking questions on this, I'm going to play you a little bit of footage that I captured from the Hero 3 just today and put up on the channel. So I'm going to share that with you now. So there you go, you saw some side-by-side comparison there as well between the two cameras. Now the Hero 2, in my opinion, coped with the white balance of the snow a little bit better than the Hero 3, but the definition on the Hero 3 was definitely a lot better. And in my other tests where I've been testing the audio, the Hero 3's audio is a lot better as well, and that's both with the inbuilt microphone and also using an external microphone. The Hero 3 does a lot better job. When you do colour correcting on the Hero 3, it brings the footage up to far better clarity than the Hero 2. So this little camera here, although they've changed quite a bit in it, and you seem to have lost a few little bits as well by way of connectivity, the new Hero 3, in my opinion, is a lot better. Now there is one feature that I haven't covered in great detail, and I'm going to save that till my review, but we can talk about it in this particular live stream as well, is this has got built-in Wi-Fi. Now if I look around my desk somewhere, with the Black Edition you also get this wireless remote, so you can control the camera from the wireless remote, but this also sort of puts out its own wireless sort of hotspot, and you can connect something like, I've got an iPhone 5 here, and you can connect the iPhone 5 to the Hero 3 and use this to preview the footage and to do all of the settings, stop and start recording. There is a little bit of delay between the two devices, but it is absolutely awesome, the fact that you can actually preview all of your footage, or the angle of the camera I should say, and start and stop recording from it. And you can control multiple cameras as well. Now you can't play back the footage you've captured, so that's a downside, but you can at least preview it. So hopefully in an app update you will be able to preview what you've got stored on your little tiny memory card, which will be a really good addition to the application. So again, before I take any questions on this or any other questions, I'm just going to play one more bit of footage from the Hero 3 from my travels this morning, and it will show you the actual colour corrected footage, which is really rather good. So just sit back for another 10-15 seconds and then I'll come back and take some questions. So there you go, that was the colour corrected footage from the Hero 3, and I think that's very special indeed. It's certainly a really good quality video capture, and the mounts that you get are brilliant. I've even got one of these sort of harnesses so I can attach the Hero 3 to my body as well now, and I'm going to be using both the Hero 3 and the Hero 2 a lot more in my future videos. They're so small and the quality's good. The audio's good now as well from these built-in microphones, and I'm just really looking forward to using this. In my full review as well, I will be showing you some accessories that come with this as well. So I've got like a touch screen that goes on the back, which is really cool. And I've also got some different frames as well, so some different sort of mounting options for it. Brilliant, brilliant camera. Now, let's see if we've got any specific questions to the Hero 3, and then I'll just take some general Q&A questions as well. So, what have we got? Well, let's just take these in the sort of order that they've come in. I can only see a few questions on my control panel here, so I'm going to take the questions as I can see them. I'm sure there's a lot more than I can see. Luke Harness, as if this is live stream. It's amazing. It is live stream. I'm really pleased with the quality. Okay, it's only 360p resolution, but yeah, very, very pleased with the quality. Next question, is there much of a weight difference that comes from mostly mushroom? I'm not sure spec wise, but let me just do a general sort of I think this one's a bit weightier, the older one, because of the size of the battery. I think if you took the batteries out of them, they would be roughly about the same weight. But this one definitely a bit heavier, but then it is bulkier and you've got that bigger battery on the back. Dominic London, what is your current phone? Is it still the Lumia 920? Well, Dominic, it is still the Lumia 920. I have my iPhone 5 with me today because I was testing the GoPro Hero 3, and of course the app is an iOS app. The only thing I really use my iPhone 5 for at the moment are two things. I have tweeted this out, but I will just clarify it. I still use my iPhone 5 for Instagram. Instagram is not available on the Lumia, and I still do a lot of case reviews and accessory reviews. My full-time job is YouTube, writing articles, evaluating sort of gadgets and technology, so I have to have an iPhone 5, the same as I've got a full-size iPad and an iPad mini. You know, I have to have these bits of kit because I test products day in, day out, so that's sort of why I have all these different products. But yeah, the daily phone is still the Lumia 920, and I think it's a fantastic piece of hardware. I think the only downside, and I mentioned this in my videos, is the apps still need to catch up. They still need to catch up. It's a shame, but developers need to jump on board with the Lumia 920, and really that will be the game changer, is when all of these major apps are available on all platforms, and then we will just be able to pick on the merits of the hardware rather than sort of just choosing one over the other because of an app. If I was an Instagram addict and I didn't have access to all this technology, I'd have to still choose the iPhone 5 or an Android phone, of course, because they're the two platforms that Instagram are available on. So that's the reasons. But anyway, here we go. What's the music from PD Tech HD? I think it was called Cut and something, but it is Kevin McLeod in comptech.com. So that is the music that's on the GoPro video. Now I'm having trouble seeing these comments because my page will not let me see all of the comments. Let me do a refresh, see if I can see all of the comments now. Show me the comments, please. Here we go, we have got the comments now. Right, on to the next question. Is it worth the money? And that comes from Toby Bloomfield. The GoPro Hero 3 is a lot of money. I think it's £349. That is a big investment. And the other shame, or bit of a shame, that GoPro have done with this range of cameras is previously the GoPro range just came in like a motorsport edition, a water sport edition, and an outdoor edition, and the camera was the same on all of them. The difference was in the mount you got. Well, with this one, with the Hero 3, as you go up the range, you get better optics and better quality capture with the black edition. So if you want the highest quality, you have to buy the black edition. You can't buy like the white or silver one, especially the entry level one, which is £199, because that captures still 1080p, but with less clarity. The optics aren't quite as good. Is this worth the money? In my opinion it is, but that's because of what I do. If I was into action sports, then yes, I probably would still say it's worth paying to get the high-end version. So short answer is yes, I think it is. It's just a shame. I wish they'd have done 2 editions that were the same quality capture, but that still just gave different sort of mounting options with maybe different prices. And then you could get in for that middle budget at say £299. That would be more preferable. Mr. Igor TV, hello there, or Mr. Igor TV, I always get it wrong. It's going very well, thank you very much. Alex UKFR, can it record in RAW? As far as I know, it can't. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Apple 99 Man, you missed the answer to this one. Yes, it is a tiny bit lighter than the Hero 2. The music is Cut and Something from Kevin McLeod in Comptech.com. Is it worth the price? I just covered that one. Where are we? Oh, here's another good one. What's the price of the Hero 3 versus the Hero 2? Well, the Hero 3 comes in 3 different editions, starts at £199, goes all the way up to £349. The Hero 2, I'm not sure of the current pricing, but if you shop around, I'm sure you can pick that up for under £200 now. Is that compensated? You're going to have to rephrase that question, Max, because I'm not sure if it's what you mean by is that compensated. Good question, this one. Matteo Veglia asks, in my video, was the Hero 2 on a proper mount like the Hero 3? Because it was moving around quite a lot. It was temporarily mounted. It was being sort of held in place on a temporary mount, and then we did take some footage out one of the side windows, which wasn't good enough to actually include in the video that I uploaded. So, but it was held as still as possible. I think it probably did a better job sort of holding it on the mount, because with the rigid mount that moves around a lot with the car. Next question is from Luke Harkness. I've purchased MacBook Pro 8GB i5 13-inch. I've told my dad it will last 5 years. Do you think it will? As long as you don't drop it, it should last those 5 years. Certainly technology wise, you should be alright running the sort of latest operating system, and certainly most software for the next 3 to 5 years, I would say, on a Mac laptop. What have we got next? Apple 99 Man, will you be going back to the Samsung Galaxy S3? No, I won't, but when the Galaxy S4 comes out, that will be definitely 100% in the Geekanoids studio for testing. No shadow of a doubt, definitely we will be getting the Galaxy S3 in. Also things like Sony Xperia Z, the ZL, also the new BlackBerry phones, all coming into the Geekanoids studio. They're all coming out around about the sort of March, April time, and they will be in the studio for testing. So do stay tuned for that. I've been lacking on mobile phone coverage lately, mainly because I missed out on the Nexus 4, but things are going to change in March. I'm going to make sure I get all of the latest handsets in so that I can deliver you my opinion on them. Tobor, can you use the GoPro as a security device, i.e. CCTV? I don't think you can. What else have we got here? Let me just... These questions come in so fast that sometimes it flicks past and I can't even click on them. Keep them coming though. Keep them coming. Rob Johnson, Nokia sent me a Lumia 920 for 2 weeks trial. They do this trial thing and I love it. Still sticking with the iPhone 5, but if I had to pick something else, it would be the Nokia. Would be a good choice. Toby Bloomfield, very appropriate question this. Where can I get a good case for my iPad mini other than my smart case? But I recently, and I say very recently, just yesterday in fact, picked up an iPad mini. showing you the back of it in the case there, but I actually picked up an iPad mini, and the case I've got on it is really good. This is a hard book from Spigen SGP, sgpstore.com. I'm actually testing this for a video review. I will give you a sneak peek. It fits really nicely. We've got some sort of nice protection on the sides and the bottom there, full access to all of the controls. Little mini review you got here. We've got a cutout for the camera on the back. When you open it up, it's got the smart wake feature. It's also got this sort of stand feature as well. It's got a little sort of piece on the front cover there, so you can stand it up against that, and it just is a really nice case. Really enjoying using it. My full review, now that you've seen that mini review, will probably be a couple of weeks away, because I like to sort of test the cases properly before I publish the reviews. But this is a nice case. So next question is again from Tobor. What are your thoughts on BlackBerry 10? Well, they're launching with two new handsets, which is great. One that's got the physical keypad, one that's all touchscreen. I'm interested in the all touchscreen one myself. The actual unification of a lot of the user interface on BlackBerry 10 really does interest me. So definitely looking at getting one into review. I will be getting one into review, and it might tempt me away from the Lumia 920. But I'm equally looking forward to the Samsung Galaxy S4 and some of the bigger screen Android handsets. There's the ZTE Grand S, the Sony Xperia Z and ZL. I'm looking forward to those two. But BlackBerry 10 as a whole, I really do hope they get the operating system and the apps correct this time. If they get the support there and the developers behind them, then I'm so interested in it. It looks good. First impressions are very good. Now I'm going to just grab a drink. Whilst I'm having a drink to refresh my vocal cords, please could everyone copy this page, the YouTube page up, and tweet it out. We want to get more people watching the live stream. If we can bump that up to over 100, it would certainly make my weekend. And let's take a drink. Let's see what the weather's doing. Oh my goodness. The weather outside is absolutely terrible. Okay, let's take some more questions. Mr. Will Breeze, what's the mic like on the GoPro when in windy conditions? It's not brilliant. It's quite sensitive to external noise. You actually heard the GoPro Hero 3 right at the beginning of that video, and it didn't pick up too much car noise, but I think wind noise would be a problem. It depends what mount you've got it in as well. If you've got it in one of these, let me pick the right one up. If you've got it in one of these sort of waterproof mounts, that seals the microphones in pretty good. And a lot of these action videos, if you were skydiving, you'd probably include only a little bit of the actual audio from the camera just to give some atmosphere, maybe the first sort of 10-15 seconds of a video. And then most action videos are put to music anyway, just to build on the sort of experience. So the built-in microphone with wind noise isn't going to be that fantastic. That's Sam Doherty. This is funny. I like these sort of comments. Not a question. Did you decide to do this live stream to get out of the washing up? We haven't eaten yet, so no, I didn't. Very funny. Rob Johnson, are you using the MacBook Air? You're very clear. No, on this occasion I'm actually streaming from the Mac Mini, and I've got it hardwired in this time, so it's connected via Ethernet. The camera is the built-in camera on the Thunderbolt display, and the microphone is the built-in microphone as well. So I'm really pleased with the actual quality of both the video and the audio on this live stream. The MacBook Air is great, but using it wirelessly for the last live stream was probably not a good idea. Next question. Max, how much cheaper is the Hero 2? Well, I did mention this earlier. It's probably under £200 now, so the same price as the entry level GoPro Hero 3, but you do get a lot more mounting options with the older camera. Gareth Bolton, will we see a new Mac Pro this year? We certainly should. We better had. Apple have really ignored the Mac Pro users. They gave us a mini upgrade when they did their big upgrade before. They really need to give us new processors, maybe a new design, show they're committed to Mac Pro users again. I would be really disappointed if 2013 doesn't see a Mac Pro released. I was worried they're going to phase it out completely because these new iMacs are very powerful nowadays, and even the new Mac Pros, extremely powerful machines, and they sort of sometimes negate the need for a Mac Pro. I've got a Mac Pro quad core in my editing room, and the Mac Mini that I'm using to stream this on is also quad core, and it actually benchmarks faster than my Mac Pro. So they need to do something, certainly hope so. And will we see a new Xbox this year as well? I'm hoping we will see a new Xbox announced March, April time. I've also heard rumours that the new PS4 is 50% faster than the new rumoured Xbox 720. So, but hopefully we'll see new next-gen consoles this year. Mostly Mushroom, have you reviewed the Windows RT tablet yet? I have the same issue with app selection on the Windows Phone. Well, Windows RT tablet, the Surface, I saw a lot of people, and I'm not dissing them, but I saw a lot of people purchasing the Windows Surface tablet just to review. Great. If you want to do that, that is absolutely fine. I live by this rule that I will not purchase review products unless I'm going to use them in production or in my day-to-day sort of life. So for example, my iPad 4, which a lot of you haven't even seen on the channel yet because I did not put, I'll just show you the lightning connector on the bottom. I didn't even put a video up on this yet, but I purchased an iPad 4 because, I will turn it on, I wanted to actually use it. My iPad 3 I passed down to somebody else. This is going to be a big reflection on my screen when I show you this, but my iPad 4 is absolutely brilliant and I don't mind spending the money on that because I'm going to use it. With the Windows Surface RT tablet, I was not going to use that, so I wasn't going to spend however much it was, 300 odd pounds, on a tablet purely to do a review. I did send in a request to the Microsoft PR team. They didn't send me one, so if they don't want the coverage on the channel, that's absolutely fine. Maybe at some stage a retailer will lend me one and then I'll bring you my opinion, but certainly I don't buy review products. So that's just me. Other people do. So let's have a look at some more questions. I think I've missed some there. Here we go. This is funny. We've got some funny questions. Perfect forehand. I will answer this one. Is technology positively or negatively affecting our social lives? Well, social lives. Certainly person-to-person interaction is affecting it because people can text, they can leave messages, they can send emails, they can interact on Twitter rather than actually going out and meeting people. So to that degree it is affecting it negatively, but positively means we've got more reach. I wouldn't be able to reach out to all of you guys and girls if it wasn't for the fact of YouTube, Twitter, Facebook and Google+. I wouldn't have the reach that I do. So for a lot of us, it enables us to talk to more people, and I've met some fantastic friends through both YouTube and Twitter. So it's got its positive sides as well. Apple 99 Man, do you think Apple need to step up their game when it comes into the software of their mobile OS? I certainly do. iOS for me became very stale, and it still is a boring operating system to me now because I've used it from the offset, and it hasn't seen many changes apart from maybe the notification system and Siri, which was good when it first came out, but you certainly sort of grow bored of it, or I grew bored of it. The novelty factor wore off. So I think they need to really invigorate the design process of iOS. Maybe now that Johnny Ive is in charge of it, maybe we'll see something really great for the next version. I certainly do think Apple need to do something. There's a lot of competition out there now. Other manufacturers were playing catch up before. I certainly think that they're catching up big time. So definitely worth keeping an eye on what Apple do next time around. The hardware's great, can't fault the hardware. Lucky Canon, I will answer this. Do I think the GoPro Hero 3 Black is worth it? Yes, I do. I do think it's a worthwhile purchase if you're going to use it plenty of times. So, PD Tech HD, have you ever hit the daily limit on Twitter? No, I haven't. Bouvan Rouge 123, have you ever heard about the Aztec Action Pro? It rings a bell. There are a lot of other action cameras available. If you do a search, there are some really high-end stuff available from other manufacturers, including Contour. Contour do some great action cameras. I don't think they'll ever match the following that GoPro's got. I think that this is certainly the cream of the action cameras, but there are some great alternatives out there. This is a really difficult question to answer. Who would have the slightest edge in terms of image quality, Canon or Nikon? Or Nikon or Nikon? Wow. Well, I've used both brands of camera, and I always go back to giving this similar sort of answer. Image quality isn't the be all and end all when it comes to cameras. You can give the most creative and productive photographer a really rubbishy camera and they will create a work of art. You can give somebody who hasn't got a clue how to compose a photo or how to sort of use the technology, you can give them a top-end Canon 5D Mark III and it looked like the picture came out of a compact camera, like a point and shoot. So it's a very hard question to answer, and it depends on the models as well. If you were putting a 5D Mark III against a Nikon D800, both with similar quality glass, well, the D800 will resolve more resolution and have a larger resolution image. The Canon 5D Mark III would probably produce a better image in low light. So there's so many different deciding factors. Great question though. Leave some comments about what you think is the best brand. I'm a Canon person. I've used Nikon before. I might go back to them. I've got plenty of glass or lenses for Canon now, so probably not, but I have switched before. But it really depends on the photographer. Lucky Canon, what did you like from CES 2013? Well, the Consumer Electronics Show was just a week and a bit ago now. Probably the thing that sticks in my mind as the most exciting, and there was a lot of stuff, was Nvidia's Project Shield. Really looked fantastic. For those of you who don't know, and I'm sure if you follow technology you do know about it, it's basically what looks like an Xbox 360 controller. Runs Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. It's got a screen on the back. You can play on the built-in screen, or you can connect it to a TV and you can play Android games, and you can even stream PC games if you've got a compatible Nvidia based machine. Looks absolutely fantastic. Mac or PC comes from Lucky Canon as well. Mac is the short answer to that. I'm not going to even expand on that. Mr. Igor TV, you've been waiting for this for ages. I haven't got my Canon S110 here. Come on Dave, what's the best compact camera? Well, I have to say that you've been asking me for my full review on the Canon S110. I have recorded my full review now and it is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think the only things that possibly let it down is the audio pickup on the mics. It tends to make me sound like a chipmunk, very sort of high pitch, and I think I've got a relatively low pitch voice, and if I speak really deep like this I still sound like a chipmunk using the Canon S110. So apart from the audio pickup, it is a fantastic little camera to use, and I would choose it over the latest Panasonic. I would choose it over the latest Nikon offerings, and yeah, really nice camera. Very, very good indeed. Lucky Canon, another question from you. What are your favourite car brands? Well, I drive a Mini. I absolutely love BMW, and I suppose next to that, I mean, I really do like BMW, but next to that brand, I really do like the new sort of Range Rover. I think it's called the Vogue or the On Vogue or something like that. Not the big 4x4s, but more the designer type Range Rover or Land Rover. And I also like Toyotas. We've had a Toyota RAV4 for many years, and touch wood, bit of wood up here, it has been really good, really reliable. It's been from the bottom of the UK all the way up to Scotland, and all the way back, of course, and it is a brilliant car. And I think it's 10, maybe 11 years old now, and really would probably replace that with either another RAV4 or possibly a BMW X3 or X5, not sure yet. Lucky Cannon's asked again, another person has asked again about the GoPro Hero 3 over the Hero 2. And I did say this in an earlier sort of answer. If money's no object, so if you can pick either and it doesn't affect your budget, then the Hero 3 definitely resolves more detail and is a better camera. If you're only going to be shooting in 1080p and you're only going to ever be uploading to YouTube, then this would do the job. The Hero 2 would do the job just as well, but you can see it. You can see the quality difference in the Hero 3. So I'm going to grab another drink. Whilst I do that, tweet out this watch page again. And actually, I'm going to play you a little bit more footage from the Hero 3, just while I check on the comments, and I'll come back to you with some more answers to your questions. Okay, we are back. Let's take some more questions. We have got a question here from Apple 99 Man. What's your impressions on the Canon 650D? Brilliant camera, like the touchscreen. The autofocus still isn't quite there for video, but it is a great little camera. Feels very light and plasticky though. Still working on my review of the 650D. That'll be up on the channel soon. PD Tech HD, thoughts on Nvidia's Project Shield? Will you get one into review? That was the most exciting thing for me that came out of CES 2013, and yes, I will definitely be bringing you a review of the Project Shield. Tobor, hi Dave, I would like to send you an official Apple t-shirt. That would be amazing. I've got about 4 official Apple t-shirts, including a Genius t-shirt already. If you want to tweet me at Geekanoids or email me geekanoids@gmail.com, that'd be fantastic. I'll give you my details. Tibblue 1983, what do you think of Sony's action camera? I haven't used it, so I can't pass judgment on it, but it looks very interesting. I did see some video footage from it, and the colours looked really nice saturation on the colours, and the quality looked good. So maybe I can get one of those in, do a comparison. Alex UKFR, will you go to IFA in September? No, I probably won't, unfortunately. Mark Bradley, only 38 viewers, fake? Maybe, maybe not. Let me look at my control panel, and I can see it is 151 on my control panel, so that is a fake number. 151 is okay actually. On my control panel it's showing a nice amount of traffic. Ben Stubley, my thoughts on the Nikon D5100. Really nice camera, and if you're into photography and video work, it's worth checking out. I'd still choose the Canon 650D over it myself. Now I've got a really stunning comment here rather than a question, but COD6 Pro says, do you remember when your favourite word was stunning? It still creeps in some videos. Max Doty, or Doughty, I'm sorry if I get your surname wrong. Nexus 4 or S3. Out of those two, probably Nexus 4. Alex UKFR, expectations for OS 10.9 or OS X 10.9 as you've written. Not too good actually. I'm hoping that Apple bring in some really sort of professional features. I think they're going to bring in more consumer features. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hope they don't dumb down the operating system any more than they did in their previous versions and make it look too much like a big iPad. And this one's a good one from Oli Manon. Ubuntu phone, do you think there will be a market for it? Well, any Linux-based phone would be a welcome addition to the current sort of crop of operating systems. If it offers up something useful, then yes, I think there is a market for it. And for those of us who like to tinker with our phones, like the jailbreakers, I could see it being very, very a good option for them as well. Very appealing indeed. Rob Johnson, best vlogging camera, Canon S110 in my opinion, or even a GoPro. Pick up a GoPro. These are great for vlogging actually. Stick it on a little tripod mount. Really good camera. Very versatile as well. Why not? Tobor has asked, what was it like meeting John Rettinger for the first time in Covent Garden Apple Store? Well, John will never forgive me for not pronouncing his surname correctly. John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. Totally genuine guy. I did some videos for Techno Buffalo as well. We had lunch. Really great discussion about YouTube. And yeah, he is a really good friend now. We still communicate regularly, and he does a great job with both his channel and also the content on the website. So I wish him every luck for the future, and we're going to stay in touch. So yeah, real genuine guy, and it's really nice to be able to sort of Skype with him and just have a chat about general things, not necessarily even YouTube, although that does often get discussed. So I'm going to come to the end of this live stream, unfortunately. I was only going to go till 5 o'clock because it's a Sunday, and I'm going to take a few more questions very quickly. Do I still work at Techno Buffalo from Richard Tech Videos? No, I don't, but still keep in touch with them. High speed photography from something like the Canon PowerShot S100? Not really. Should be looking at something from the Sony Nex system for high speed photography on a budget if I was you. They do a really good job of high frames per second shooting. Malignant Narcissism 2. What do you think about the Galaxy Notes? Are they too big? They are big, but not too big. You can manage it. I was not a fan first time round, but after reviewing the Galaxy Note 2, and I've still got a Galaxy Note 1, they are very good phones. So definitely not too big. And I'll take one more. Jay Flexi, why aren't I answering your questions? I've not seen... Oh, here we go. I will take the last question from James Flexi. What game genre do you like? I like sort of platformers myself, and that's maybe because years and years ago when I was a kid I always used to play things like Dig Dug and Donkey Kong and games like that, so it sort of stayed with me. I still like platform games probably the best. So that's it. I'm really sorry if I didn't get to your question. I will do more live streams. When I did the last one I promised you another one pretty soon, and I hope I delivered that in this Q&A. You've given me some great questions to answer. It's really nice actually talking to you about all of this technology, and I just really thank you for watching the Geekanoids channel, for your comments, your support, your tweets. It is really great fun actually talking to you, so thank you very, very much. I will see you all in the next live stream, and please do watch the Geekanoids channel all next week, and of course the rest of 2013 and beyond. There's some great content coming up, and I will tweet you and see you later. Bye.